All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here again, talking about real music and this pesky, persistent issue that I've been talking about now for quite some time, in addition to the world of music, and trying to do it in real time for real people out there just like you and just like me. So Sharon Osbourne apparently isn't doing too well. She just shared a picture of herself hooked up to an IV. Okay. She shared a picture of herself hooked up to an IV. Now, why did Sharon do that? Well, Sharon has the thing. Okay, and this is the second time that she's had the thing. Ozzy apparently is doing much better because he also has the thing. And, if we say things out loud here or anywhere, we talk to our friends, we talk to our family members, and we say, hey, this is happening, right? And people go, so, they're going to be fine. I don't recall ever being hooked up to an IV when I've been like this. Okay, again, I'm trying to avoid certain words for obvious reasons. Sharon, 69, tested thumbs up for the thing after returning home to care for her husband, Ozzy, 73, who is also diagnosed with the thing. In an interview with the UK's The Talk this past Monday, Sharon said that she felt okay, while adding that Ozzy was doing much better. The last time, by the way, that Sharon got this, she was hospitalized briefly back in December of 2020. So what does this mean? And if you're wondering about her Walgreens status, you can go back, and I think it's the Daily Mail, UK Daily Mail, has an article about her visiting a center where they did this stuff in, I guess, Los Angeles, keeping a low profile in a black bucket hat, cream-hued cardigan, and white t-shirt. Of course, this was following her her show where, she became, I guess, controversial because she was defending Piers Morgan, who's, not the greatest guy on the planet, but according to people on her show, that was the last straw, and that proved that Sharon didn't like certain groups of people because he was defending Piers Morgan. This is like exponential doxing and outing and shaming. And again, I am neutral with regards to Sharon Osbourne. I don't think she's a bad person necessarily. She certainly has stuck by Ozzy all these years and helped make him who he is and kept that image going and that marketing. So she's kind of a genius in that way, she's old school. Behind every good man is probably a better woman, and Sharon Osbourne in that regard is that better woman. But I wanted to highlight the fact that all of what these people have been advocating now for, I don't know, 2+ years, in addition to something that came out yesterday regarding one of the products that you can get over at CVS, they put out a little warning yesterday. And some people in the news media have mentioned it. Others have skipped it entirely. You probably should go look into that because it's not a small matter. It's a very severe problem that the news media this morning, when they did their 15-second story on it, they said it was extremely rare. Those are the words they used. All right. In addition to that problem, then we've got this where Sharon Osbourne is posting pictures of herself with an IV and saying, yeah, I'm going to be fine, but I'm sorry. I guess because, you know, she's got a lot of money and she's well connected. She calls somebody up and says, what can I do to ensure that things get better? Nobody, by the way, has said what was in the IV, right? Because what's weird is, isn't her, you know, trip to that LA place where they were doing the Walgreens treatment, wouldn't that have been enough, right? I don't know, maybe she didn't do it as many times as they are saying you should do it. But needless to say, what could be in that IV that would be better than what Sharon Osbourne did already, according to the media and everybody else in the world? I'm just throwing it out there. Just curious, that's all. I know most people aren't curious these days. They don't care. They just take this hook, line, and sinker. And if you decide to be different and rebel a little bit and push back and say that you don't agree with this, and here's some evidence. We've got Ozzy and we've got Sharon. Ozzy is doing fine or doing better. Sharon, not so much. She's hooked up to an IV. So that's kind of all I got on this one. I see these stories still popping up, and I've tended to avoid them because people get so angry. They do. They'll call you a conspiracy theorist. They'll sign up to say, hey, I want to support your channel. And then they'll blast you and say some crazy stuff, really. You know what the difference is between a conspiracy theory now and the truth? About maybe 2 weeks or so. So, you know, that's just my take on this, and you might have a different take. And there are some people who can coexist with me with the views that I have and the views that they have, so long as they stick to talking about music and, you know, don't challenge on certain things that I've done my research on. And I know, again, the Washington Post says people should not do their own research because it's dangerous, and to leave it to the experts. Well, we've left it to those people now for 2+ years. And now we've got some kind of a weird warning that came out yesterday, which proves all of us crazy people were right. And if the truth actually got out, you know, things would be a lot different, and people would be very skeptical, and they would be doing their own homework rather than relying on this amazing media that we have, which seems to only like the narrative that they push out there every day and has zero intellectual curiosity. So that's it. I'm hoping that both Sharon and Ozzy get better because they are, you know, really important as far as the entertainment culture. And Ozzy already has Parkinson's, and he's already got enough to deal with. I know he's got a new album in the can, from what I understand, with a lot of super celebrity guest players and some interesting ones. And I can't wait to actually hear this material, because I think it's going to be a little bit different than what you'd expect from, you know, the master of what? The master of disaster, Ozzy Osbourne? No. He is what, the Prince of Darkness, all these names that he's gotten over the years. And that's because of Sharon. Sharon is great into the marketing, and certainly has done a super job at making Ozzy a lot of money, and herself for that matter. So good for her. And we wish them well. And we just want this whole cycle and this partial information that people get to stop. I think people need to realize that they need to stop listening to the same people that have been wrong for over 2 years now. So that's my thoughts on the topic. And if this was confusing, I understand, because certain words just aren't welcome in certain places, and this is one of those places.